The day my best friend stood up to destroy my wedding. She was wearing the dress I helped pay for. She smiled at me across a room full of people, and I smiled right back, because by then, I already knew exactly what she was about to do. Her name was Brooke. We'd been friends for 11 years, the kind of friend who knew every password hint, every embarrassing story, every fear I never told anyone else. When I got engaged to Ethan, she acted happier than I was. She cried when I showed her the ring. She volunteered to be maid of honor before I even asked. Looking back, there were signs, tiny ones. She always found a way to make major moments about herself. A birthday, a promotion, even my engagement somehow became a Brooke story. But I ignored it. That's what people do when they've known someone for over a decade. You excuse things because the alternative is admitting you've trusted the wrong person. About 3 weeks before the wedding, things got weird. Friends started acting distant. Messages went unanswered. A cousin suddenly asked if Ethan and I were working through everything. I had no idea what she meant. Ethan didn't either. We were confused, maybe a little annoyed. Then my phone buzzed at 11:42 p.m. with a screenshot from a mutual friend. The screenshot looked devastating. It showed me supposedly flirting with another man and arranging secret hotel meetups. My stomach dropped the second I saw it. Except there was one problem. The messages were fake, completely fake. I knew because one conversation supposedly happened while I was on a 9-hour flight with no service. And here's the thing. Most lies fail because they're sloppy. This one was detailed. Dates, times, inside jokes. Whoever made it knew me extremely well. That realization hit harder than the screenshots. This wasn't some random troll. This was someone close. Someone who had access to years of personal details. For 2 days, Ethan and I barely slept. The smell of cold coffee filled our apartment while we compared screenshots, timelines, and old messages at the kitchen table. Then Ethan noticed something strange. One fake screenshot included a nickname that only 3 people on Earth ever used for me. Him, me, and Brooke. Silence. That's what filled the room after we realized it. Just the hum of the refrigerator and the sound of my heart pounding in my ears. But wait, we still didn't have proof. Suspicion wasn't enough. If we accused her and were wrong, we'd destroy an 11-year friendship forever. 3 days later, proof arrived by accident. One of Brooke's co-workers contacted Ethan privately. She'd overheard Brooke bragging after drinks about a wedding surprise.
The co-worker sent screenshots, real screenshots. Brooke was discussing how she'd created the fake messages using editing apps and old conversation she'd saved for years. I wish I could say I cried. I didn't. I just sat there staring at my phone. 11 years of friendship suddenly felt like a movie set, collapsing. Then we made a decision. We wouldn't confront her. Not yet. We wanted to know how far she was willing to go, so we stayed quiet. Wedding day arrived. The venue smelled like fresh flowers and expensive candles. Nearly 180 guests filled the ballroom. Brooke looked completely relaxed. During dinner, she laughed with relatives, took photos, gave hugs. You would have thought she was celebrating one of the happiest days of her life. Then came the speeches. She stood up, holding a champagne glass and several printed pages. My pulse quickened. Ethan squeezed my hand under the table. Brooke cleared her throat and said, "Before I celebrate this marriage, I think people deserve to know who the bride really is." The room went completely still. She started reading from the fake screenshots. Gasps spread across the ballroom. A fork hit the floor somewhere behind me. Then Ethan stood up. He calmly walked to the microphone and said, "You're right. People do deserve the truth." Then he connected his laptop to the giant reception screen. The first image appeared. Brooke's real messages. Then another and another. The room filled with shocked whispers as everyone read her own words. She went completely still. Her face lost all color. Her hand started shaking so badly she dropped her papers and knocked over her wine glass. Then came the final screenshot. Brooke bragging that once the wedding collapsed, Ethan would finally realize he deserved someone better, someone like her. The silence after that felt endless. Guests stared at her. Family members looked horrified. Even her own parents couldn't meet her eyes. Without saying another word, Brooke grabbed her purse and walked toward the exit. Halfway there, she looked back once. Nobody followed her. The crazy part? The wedding didn't fall apart. The opposite happened. Guests started applauding, not because of the drama, but because the truth was finally out. A few friendships disappeared after that. Some people admitted they'd believed the rumors immediately. That hurt more than I expected. But Ethan and I started our marriage with nothing hidden. No lies, no secrets. Just the certainty that we'd survived something designed to break us apart. I haven't spoken to Brooke in almost 3 years. Last I heard, she'd moved away and cut ties with most people from our old circle. Sometimes people ask if exposing her publicly was too harsh. Maybe. But she walked into that ballroom, planning to destroy my life in front of everyone. And in the end, the person she exposed wasn't me. It was herself. Some people told me I went too far. Others said I didn't go far enough. So I want to know, what would you have done? Tell me in the comments.